Welcome back to Back Society. I'm Jordan, your co-host, here with my other co-host,
S.
and
Chris.
Hell yeah, dude. All right. Welcome back, all listeners, man. We're talking about all things bag related.
Yeah.
Right now, our current episode is probably going to be pitching
Pitching.
ideas, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So my thing is like if you have an idea, I mean the hardest part about having the idea is starting the idea, right?
It's not just starting the idea, but you also need to find the means to actually get it into fruition. You know, like let's say you have an app idea, you know, but you don't have any programming or coding experience. How do you make that happen?
Outsource.
Yeah, you're gonna get some like random Indian guy, be like,
I mean,
hey.
Outsourcing nowadays is so easier. I mean, much easier. And
It is much easier. It's been destroying our economy.
Yeah, but I mean, like too, it's like look at all.
Whoa. Look, outsourcing is a strong word. Just because you're outsourcing to another country doesn't mean that's what outsourcing is. I totally did this a couple years ago. I posted on Craigslist.
Oh, he's defending
asking for
himself
like,
now.
like students and shit to like hit me up. I had an app idea.
There you go.
I got like 4 or 5 emails.
That's
and
what
one dude like was bothering the fuck out of me because he really wanted.
You know what? That is great. That is great because we're talking about pitching ideas. What was the idea?
Yeah. What was the idea?
All right. So this was probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
So
and my
it's already
idea
done. It's already done.
It probably is done now. It was like an app on your phone. So when you're like, it was specifically about running races, like marathons and stuff.
Oh.
And you could have an app that tracked you and like did whatever, but also people could send you like positive messages. Like if they had your number,
Right.
like you could like be running and the next thing you know, you get a message from whoever and it's like, you're doing great, blah, 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 blah. And they could track you, throughout your run, but also like,
Bro, that's an amazing. Hold on, time out. That's an amazing idea, though, because that literally would keep you going. Like, do you know how many times so many people are running, and they're running and they're tired, they're unmotivated. You got that voice in your head that's telling you to stop, and then like all of a sudden you get like that text message through your earphone, and it says from Chris Susserman, "Hey man, I'm watching you from all the way in Russia, dude. You're doing a great job, man. Keep going, keep pushing."
Don't say Russia right now. That's a bad look.
Or from Germany.
Okay, fine. North Korea, dude. I'm with my boy Kim Jong-un. Watching you on the TV right now.
I thought it was a good idea because like I only thought of it because I was running the Richmond half marathon and I wanted to just quit the whole time.
Yeah, I know. I know you did.
get
For
that.
sure. I know you're running. Everybody wants to
And the
quit
only
when
reason
they're
I
running.
didn't is because Mary was running the full marathon and I couldn't look her in the eye afterwards.
Yeah, because
Also, I didn't train, so I was struggling real hard.
hold on.
But
So,
I did.
Wait
I
a
did
minute. You just
13
woke
miles
up one day and
in-
just went to it?
I ran 4 times before.
okay.
And I had just come off like a knee injury. And I ran 6 miles one day. And I was like, I got this. And at mile 7, I got a Charlie horse in both my calves.
Yeah, dude.
And almost fell down.
Yep.
Like literally almost collapsed.
Yeah.
But I still ran it 2 hours and 20 minutes.
So you ran a
13.1
man.
miles.
Average is like 2 hours, I would say.
2 hours for what?
Half marathon.
Half marathon.
I-
A regular
I mean-
marathon. So Mary ran her full marathon in like 4 hours and 35 minutes or something like that.
Are you guys like runners? Like, is that your
No,
thing?
I was actually looking at like a half marathon, and the average.
No.
Someone said the average time was like 2 hours.
Oh my god, running is hard.
Dude,
Bro, it was the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
I've never run one since.
Dude.
my lungs are not made for running.
Oh yeah, I know. It doesn't even.
That was how
it's
much
not fun.
tobacco I pumped in there.
I would say the hardest part, especially with running, is like you can run, but then when you keep going, I would say it's the voice in your head that is the hardest thing to get over.
See, my thing about
Yeah.
I would say one of the biggest hurdles for the app, and this is me not really being a runner, so I haven't really been in there because I don't sign up for a marathon because I would die personally,
Yeah.
and I like living. So my thing is like it's a phone app, right? Like, how would you get those messages to the person? Because I don't know if you're like really running. Is your phone in your hand?
Nah.
No, you usually run it with on your arm or something like that. A lot of people listen to music and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this was before like smartwatches where you could stream it that way.
Right.
But like, yeah, it's not uncommon to like run with your phone because you need something to carry your music on.
Yeah.
So my idea to make that So my idea to add to it is just like if they're listening to music and it's strapped to their arm, like if you get a ping, it's an immediate like voice to text. You know?
Yeah, for
Text to
sure.
voice.
Yeah,
That's
no.
what I'm
I was thinking. No, I was thinking more of a you record the message and send it.
Oh, yeah.
that's
okay,
even
yeah,
better.
that's even better. Yeah. So like you listen to music and that just comes in going like you got that. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and I thought it could even just be you could even make it like a background app, like if people just want like positive reinforcement. You know, how, like some people are kind of into that.
I have
where
not
like
seen
all of a
something
sudden
like that.
it's on the background. It's like you have a message from whatever, and it's just like it could and you could even have like celebrities. I don't know, man. You could
Yeah,
make it
like
whatever.
Snoop Dogg.
Like
be like, hey,
cameos?
no, yeah, you can have cameo. Yeah, like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I see. I can't do Snoop Dogg impersonation, but it'd be like, hey, man, I see you. Keep smoking
Very
or
deep
something.
for Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
Roll deep, baby.
Yeah.
Roll deep.
Or you can have David Goggins. I see you out there running. He'd be like, I
You
see you
fat
out
fuck.
there. Yeah.
Well, keep running.
What's he say? Catch some souls or snatch souls or something?
Yeah, it's like snatching souls.
Snatching soul. Go
My
snatch
God,
some
dude.
snow. Yeah, dude. I love David Goggins.
Dude, I
I don't
actually
know. I thought it was a good idea though.
No, that is
No, that
hold
is
on.
a
That
good-
is
I-
a really good idea because
What-
I know runners and like, dude, and I run. I to be honest with you, I run close to like 3 to 4 miles every single day. It might not look like it, but I do. I do every day, and I know the biggest hurdle about running is you have to keep going.
Yeah, there's always like that.
You got to keep going.
There's always that wall, and then once you get through the wall,
Yeah.
it's kind of turns into like some kind of like a euphoria feeling. I've
Yeah,
always
you get the
heard.
runner's high.
Right.
For me, after
Runner's
3 miles,
high.
I get the runner's high for sure.
What is the
No,
status?
dude. Here's the thing. I ran the half marathon.
Yeah.
I was 4 minutes in. I was like, I can just stop now. Like, what am I doing?
I know.
I saw this fat fuck run past me. I was like, "Oh, no, you don't."
But
So that's what I did the whole time. I had to like look at it. I was like, who's the fattest person ahead of me? I'm passing you.
That's good. You set yourself. That's short-term goals. Dude.
No,
that's
you know-
short-term
You
goals.
know what the worst part is like if this was in a survival situation, that fat guy that's running past you is surviving and you're dying.
He survived. He also has that extra fluff for his body. Dude.
No,
It
but I'm
works.
just saying, like, if you're being chased by a zombie or something, you have to be faster than the slowest guy there. You
Or-
don't want to be the slowest guy.
No, you need to be faster and more devious because you need to sabotage that guy.
Or you
gotta
trip
trip that
him.
motherfucker.
You got to trip him.
Exactly.
But that fat guy is blowing past you. That's what I'm trying to tell
Blow-
you.
Whoa. I never, they weren't always blowing past me.
Not always.
I'm just
And-
saying.
All right.
They were in a different tranche, when you run the race. They have different. But
But-
dude, that was the only motivation I had.
I believe-
That when I stopped at the beer table. That felt good.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
a beer table?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a detriment.
Yeah. It makes you.
No. It's the carbs. The carbs are great.
It makes you
It's
more
great.
dehydrated. What are you
it's only a
talking
little-
about?
No, it's only a little bit.
Oh,
Only a little bit.
yeah. I
I
couldn't.
guess you could drink more than one, but
No,
that'd be
I'm-
weird.
Yeah. Would it be weird though? I feel like it's not weird if you drink more than one. You just get them like shots. You know what I mean? You're like,
Just get fucked up at the table.
I'm
Give it
sorry.
shots.
We
Here's
gotta
your-
cut you off.
Sir, here's your
Go
Jaeger
run.
bomb. Sir, Irish car bomb right
We
here.
gotta- My thing is like, dude, he said within 4 minutes he was ready to quit.
I mean, I mean,
Yeah.
It might have been less.
to be honest, that's double the time it would have taken me.
I know.
I'd be on, depending on how hot it was outside, I might have died.
But I'm just saying, honestly though, have you ever ran for a whole minute straight?
Yes.
You,
I took the NIPSA test for the
Oh.
police academy.
the minute that is the longest minute of your life though.
It is. They made us run a sustained. It was a mile. They made us run a sustained mile, and I kept up. And I was telling people
How long
like next to me, I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm a chain smoker, so if I can keep going, you can keep going. And I just remember as soon as it was over, I had completed it.
Yeah.
Right, as soon as it was over, man,
You were on the ground.
I felt like my lungs were literally trying to jump out of my throat.
I
dude.
believe
was
it. Did
awful.
Did you throw up?
No, I actually didn't. Didn't.
But you didn't try hard enough.
Yeah.
Well,
You weren't snatching souls.
I was doing a light jog. Okay.
Really? What'd you do the mile in?
15 minutes.
5 minutes? 6 minutes?
Fuck no, it was a couple hours.
Couple
No,
hours. There's no,
no.
way. You ran a mile in a couple hours.
There's no way.
I just walked a mile in 20 minutes. There's no way.
I think it was like 25 minutes.
No way.
Jordan, I said 1
crawl?
mile. I said 1 mile.
I can't remember. It was like fucking 8 years ago.
Okay.
Dude, if it was 25 minutes, you have other issues.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what chain smoking didn't like reach on you. Here.
I usually run like 5 to 6 miles in like 50 to an hour.
That's cool, dude. I don't run.
Yeah. 10-minute miles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
The last
when it's
time
laid back, it's chilling.
The last time
That's
I
what I
ran,
did, yeah.
the last time I ran, dude, before that was running to the fucking liquor store in fucking Villa, on Villa Street to get a new pack of cigarettes.
Before it closed.
It's closed?
Oh no! I'm saying before it was closing for that night.
Oh
That's
no,
why
I
you had
woke
to
up.
run.
I was just like right in the morning. But what is the status of your app, by the way?
I had a Indian student sign an NDA and then never sent anything to him.
So he can't talk about that. Nothing happened.
How can he? Hold on. You can. How did you get him to sign that though?
I just said, I'm not going to talk to you until you sign this.
And then you just don't talk to him.
And then he signed it, and I just kind of
Cut him off.
just never followed up.
You ghost him.
Bro, what the
I didn't
hell?
really ghost him. I got like super busy with work, and I was getting ready to go to Korea. Yeah, so it just never.
So
panned
like,
out.
man, he took.
I should have stuck with it though.
You should have. You
Yeah.
put in a whole new meeting on non-disclosure because you didn't disclose shit.
I should have had him sign it and be like, "Hey, I signed an NDA too, bro. I can't."
Where
Where did you even get that? Can you like? Is that something you just like download off
He
the
probably
internet?
went to like Fiverr or something.
Oh yeah.
No, Fiverr didn't exist. You mean for the NDA?
Yeah.
I just Googled NDA and copy and pasted it.
He
dude.
put in Google NDA. Make sure it's legally binding.
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter as long as he signs it. It's legally binding. It doesn't matter. I could scribble on a napkin.
Court should let the court have this
Jeez.
fucking evidence right here.
Oh my god. It's a good
It's still a good idea because even in our Year of Our Lord 2023, I don't see anything. I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah, neither have I. But I mean,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean,
And-
you can
and
probably
you know
write
what?
that up in like.
and it's so easy. It's so easy.
I wouldn't say it's that easy.
I feel like it's easy.
I mean, it's a straightforward thing, but there's a lot of complications, especially when you come for scaling.
I
That's
feel like
always going to be a problem.
I feel like it's only complicated because you're saying it's complicated.
Programming is complicated.
Not if you outsource.
It's still complicated because at the end of the day, you're still getting a code base that you need to figure out.
Sign an NDA for that.
Yeah, you can't look at your own code base
Can't
that
do
you
it.
own.
It's over.
Can't do it. So when everything crashes, you're just like, sorry. We got a future CEO right here.
Yeah, man. You really know what you're doing over there, dude.
Who, me?
You about to waste $1 million in a heartbeat.
He's just winging it.
Who, me? I don't waste money. I
Especially if it's like whatever database he's using to save those messages, you know, when it goes out of whack,
That's why I have you
it
guys.
starts scaling up and up and up and up.
I mean, I will say with the proliferation of like cloud computing and stuff, it'd probably be easier now than it would have been 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh yeah, with the technology,
You know,
especially it'd be a little easier today, but scalability is still an issue, especially if it's like, you know, a bunch of messages at once, perhaps. And there could be that guy with the huge friend group that just comes in and fucks shit up.
yeah. I mean, it could be fucking wild, but
What do you mean with the huge friends group? What does that mean?
if he's got a lot of people sending him messages, like,
Oh,
continuously,
yeah, you don't want to
yeah,
clog the line.
Yeah.
That's when you need like a message queue or something.
Yeah. Who has friends nowadays? Very hard. We all have coworkers, I would say.
All right, man. What's a startup idea for you? I know you've thought about this.
A startup idea for me, to be honest with you, like
There's like one door down for me right now is a startup capital place.
yeah.
If it's a good idea, let's go.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with me, right?
What about my app, dude? You never said this for my fucking app.
Hey, man, send me
doing?
the information. I'll build it for you.
You got to sign an NDA for that.
I'm not signing an NDA for that. I'm not signing an
It's too
NDA
late
for a
now,
guy,
bro. I
who-
just put it on the podcast. What are you talking about?
They all have to
I do
sign
have. There is
NDAs.
other features that I did not disclose.
Oh, he was holding back.
my
He
God,
was holding back.
you
He
know.
was holding
Yeah,
back.
sign
You never
the
know
NDA
who's
for that
listening.
shit.
You know, we got like FBI's, you know, writing shit down.
My thing is,
Never be too safe.
you know what is so crazy is like, you know how like they're always like, oh, follow your heart, follow your passion or whatever or something like that. If somebody was to tell me, hey, I'll pay you $5,000 to dig a hole a day, I would dig a hole in there and be
I don't
okay
think
with that.
anyone is going to turn that
But
down.
I know.
Business idea is this? I don't understand.
But I'm just saying, it's like
Dig
it's
a
like,
hole or us.
dude. I'm just saying. But that's just like I don't really.
But Chris has a point. What is the idea here?
There is no my idea. It's not an
all I got
idea.
is you're a follower, not a leader.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
We called you out.
Wait a
You want
minute.
me to dig a hole, boss? I'll dig a hole, whatever you want. I
Come
don't
on,
care.
For
Pack
$5,000. For $5,000. What I'm trying to say is like I'm not really like an idea guy. Like I don't know.
You're a follower.
You think so?
But dude,
That's what I'm gonna get. Out of this.
you want to be rich one day, right?
Yeah. The idea is to
But
solve
you-
problems, right?
Right. What? Find a problem to solve. You have no problem that needs solving.
No, I
There's
have-
nothing in your life that is even mildly inconvenient.
There is a lot of problems that I have to solve.
Like
that
what?
That I can't like. I don't like most of the problems that I want to solve is completely rejected by society.
Like what?
Like food.
Like what about food?
Like, dude, think about how bad a lot of food is and how like it destroys people's mental health.
Okay, so you want to open up an organic,
Not organic.
pesticide-free hippie place.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like at the
Hold on. Are we talking about food in the developed world or like worldwide? Those are two different issues.
food in developed world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
So you don't want to be like the next Norman Borlaug. You just want to be just some kind of weird fitness like dude.
Not like a weird fitness guy. It's
what,
more
Tom
like
Brady's fitness coach.
I mean, like it's kind of
Do you
like
even know who Norman Borlaug is, dude?
No, I
I
have no
don't
idea.
actually.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
My thing is like, well, there's a connection between like mental health and people what they eat, right?
Yeah, that mind to gut thing.
Exactly, the mind and gut thing. So I mean, like that would be the problem that I would want to solve because a lot of people they have like terrible mindsets, or not just terrible mindsets, but also like a lot of people have a lot of mental problems, and it's all because of what the food that they eat.
And how would you solve that?
By telling them not to eat that food and tell them what to eat.
By telling them what to eat. How
Right.
about you provide them what to eat?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would like to provide them what to eat. And I mean, like, in all honesty, is like the food nowadays, and especially in the United States or in our culture, are drugs.
I mean, it's true. You can get like very healthier food, let's say like in Europe, let's say like France or something,
Yeah.
much cheaper than
What?
you can here.
Yeah. No. What I'm saying is the majority of food that we eat are like drugs. That's what it is. It's a drug. People aren't even really hungry. They're just addicted to food.
Food is good.
Yeah, it's good because it's like a drug. It stimulates your dopamine system.
I mean,
like
I'm
crazy.
I'm sure you've seen SpongeBob. I'm like Bubble Bass.
Some
when it comes
people,
to that
but
food.
but here's the thing. People are like, what's that famous Snickers bar? It's like, oh, he's hangry. Have a Snickers bar.
It's just Snickers.
But I'm just saying, it's like the reason why he's angry is because he's detoxing for a little bit, and then you give him,
Because he's addicted to sugar.
yeah, and there's sugar in everything.
So what's your alternative? You must have if you believe in
Bro,
this, you must
you're
have
literally talking about Hello Fresh or Blue Apron, like these like meal prep plans, like these businesses. They just send you like healthier foods.
Well, I mean, like,
Do you want to compete with them?
no,
Innovate?
it's not like compete, but it's like you have to. People are ignorant to what it is. They don't really see what it really is, right?
Well, then how do you make them see what it is?
It's like you have to grow their awareness, I would say.
So that ties into like marketing and branding.
Not
right
just
there.
marketing and branding, but like
You want to be that ripped guy.
Transparency.
there's transparent. It's transparency, and if you're eating crappy food and you feel like crap for a long time, and then you start eating good food, you start feeling good, and then you say you slip up and you go back to the crappy food, you're gonna have some type of awareness. Oh, this food is making me feel like crap every day. Let me go back to the good food. You know what I mean? Like there's some type of awareness, but if you're constantly eating crappy food, you have no awareness.
So at the
There's
end,
no-
so at the end of the day, your idea is just making promotional videos to eat better.
I mean, like, if it all comes down to it, it will be building people's awareness because they're not aware.
So like, let's say like a nonprofit awareness campaign.
Yeah, but how do we make profit from a nonprofit?
I mean, you can do what normal people do and just embezzle, I guess.
Well, no, you just pay yourself a lot of money, and the the company can never turn a profit.
Or we started.
That's what they do.
Or we start a charity fund, or a religion, or a religion,
The
a religion.
Religion of the gut.
exactly the same thing.
You're gonna be the next Joel Osteen over here.
Yeah, why not?
God,
No,
please
he's more of an
don't.
L. Ron Hubbard kind of guy.
I am. Hold on, time out. I like L. Ron Hubbard. I am
You
the
don't
L.
understand.
Ron
Of
course
Hubbard
you
type
do.
of guy.
Dianetics.
See, McDonald's was created by the evil alien emperor Xenu.
Yes, and the alien emperor is from Mars. Dude, I would be amazing.
We have this thing called Thetans.
Thetans, bro. I would be an amazing What's his name? E.L. Hubbard or E. Ron Hubbard?
L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard. I would be amazing.
Well,
Jordan, it's like the Weight Watchers points, except like the worse you eat, the more thetans you get. This is 14 thetans for this meal
And you can only have 20 Thetans the whole
a
day.
day. Yeah.
what's the book called again?
Diabetics.
Diet's right.
Dianetics.
I don't know.
Dianetics. But either way, it kind of sounds like diet. There you go.
There you go. And I'm going to change the word diet to live it.
Live it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it has the word die and diet.
Oh my god.
You know
That's
when
the dumbest thing I've heard, dude.
See, this is
You know
gonna
what?
this is gonna start out with the right mind, but then you're gonna become like the next David Goggins or like Andrew Tate, dude. That's what's going to happen.
what makes you think that? You know
Because people ultimately have to because when you go this route,
Yeah.
you ultimately have to pander to your base.
What do you
And
mean?
unfortunately, you're how the way of the world is right now. You're gonna get like the Andrew Tate base, the Goggins base, the people who are just like tell us what we want to hear.
Listen, I don't want to be the next somebody. I want to be the first
Like
me, bro.
I like when you guys talk about David Goggins, I've really never really seen that guy before.
yeah.
Right? And I finally looked him up.
Yeah.
Looked him up. And you know what one of the first results I got was? It was an oil painting. An oil painting someone made. And it was David Goggins, right? Standing over a table that had Donald Trump on it, talking with Elon Musk, talking with Andrew Tate. I'm not done. Talking to Joe Rogan, talking to Tristan Tate, and then in the background, looking approvingly, is Jordan Peterson, dude. It was inspiring. It was inspiring.
David Goggins was a Navy SEAL.
Apparently, someone was just like, let's add this guy here.
He's just a motivational speaker.
I understand that, but it was just like that's the first result I see.
He lost
Yeah, I don't lump him into the Andrew Tate realm. He's definitely like a Rogan kind of realm, but it's more that healthy side, like that weird fitness side of Rogan. But that's about it, man.
No, the thing about David Goggins is that he conquered that voice in his head. That's the thing. He conquered.
He was a fat fuck.
He was fat. He was
Was he?
depressed. Dude, he was 370 pounds or something like that. He was like
Christ,
300.
dude.
Dude, he was like 300 pounds. I'm not 370, but he was like 300 pounds. And he was like, dude, my life sucks. My reality sucks. He wanted to be a Navy SEAL. They're like, bro, there's no way you're 300 pounds. Unless you can lose 100 and some pounds in 3 months, then maybe we can make you a Navy SEAL. Guess what he did?
He lost those pounds.
He lost that
I mean,
weight.
I
He lost
I
that
admire
weight.
the grind.
Exactly.
I admire the as someone who's used to be 300 pounds myself. When
You
I
used
was
to be 300 pounds?
when I was 20, yeah.
300
When I was
pounds?
20, yeah. I was 300 pushing 300, yeah.
There's no way.
Good
I
Lord.
was, yeah.
Do you know how big 300 pounds is?
Yeah, because I sat on a scale.
Dude, there's no way you were 300 pounds.
I was, dude. Like, there's some picture. Like, you would have known because I didn't come home that year.
Oh, wow.
I didn't come home that year, and then I lost a lot of it.
Yeah, because you also
within
lost
6 months,
120 pounds? You
Yeah.
lost 120 pounds?
around there. Yeah,
Cocaine.
I would say more 100.
Yeah.
It is so funny he mentioned that. Anyway, it's very ironic. So is ketamine. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Dude, 300 pounds though? That's
Yeah.
a lot of weight.
it was that. I lost a lot of it mostly because there was like a picture of me pushing a ball away, and man, I was just a fucking ugly sack of shit. And I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
What do you mean pushing a ball away?
It was just the way someone snapped a picture of me pushing a ball away that someone like jokingly threw at me. And it was just how it looked. It was just awful.
And you're like, oh, I got to change my life.
I got to change my life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend how I changed my life. But
No, yeah. But the weight was lost.
the weight was lost at the end of the day. I didn't feel good because how I lost it.
Yeah.
But it was lost.
Yeah.
And I got better because I went to the gym as soon as it was over. And I started packing on some muscle pounds finally. I stopped drinking soda I stopped all that. It was really good. It was really inspirational, and that's made me want to like.
Right.
It's really inspired me for the future. You know.
I'm not trying to like inspire people. I mean, like, yeah, I could say some
Yes, you
inspire.
are.
You don't want to inspire
100%.
people.
That's what you're talking about.
No, I just want to build people's awareness.
Inspire them to build awareness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we live in a world of straight ignorance. Like straight
No,
ignorance.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. So you're not really on social media, but these kind of guys are all over social media. Like, it's not about working out. It's about, what you eat and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's all, it's out there, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying is I'm gonna give them the truth though.
That's how are you going to market yourself though? You see, like this goes into our second point that we wanted to make in today's episode, which was acquisition and retention of an audience.
Right.
So how are you going to acquire them? Because like at this point, you're just saying you just want to, give them awareness on fitness, but at the same time, you're a voice in the void right now, right?
Yeah.
Like especially it is a noisy void.
Bona fides.
Say that again.
You need bona fides, right? Like, what's your credentials?
I mean, like, just through trial and error. You know what I mean? Like, that's basically what it is.
So you weren't like a fitness trainer for like Hollywood. You weren't an ex-Navy SEAL. You weren't a championship kickboxer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Why should people listen to you? That's your next issue.
You did have an NFL trainer.
I did have an NFL trainer.
That's the only thing I can.
You weren't in the NFL.
But I wasn't in the NFL. But the thing is like,
you can call yourself. You can say you played quarterback for an NCAA team for once.
You can say that, and that's the only thing. It's like it is credentials, but you don't really need. I don't feel like you need credentials anymore, right? I feel like
What I'm saying, space is crowded, and if you're going to listen to you or David Goggins, who are you going to pick?
To be honest with you, I'm gonna listen to.
Don't say you.
I'm gonna listen to whatever. I'm gonna listen to whatever.
You're being biased.
No, hold on. Dude. I'm really gonna listen to whatever is true, like whatever
But you don't know what's true. You don't know it's true.
But
you're taking that face value right now.
Right.
How do I know you're smarter than David Goggins?
But here's the thing, too. Here's the
Tell
thing.
me why.
He can call him fake news.
Here's the thing. No, here's the thing, right? Because no, this is a great point. A lot of people are ignorant, and there's so much information out there. You could go anywhere in the spectrum with information. Everybody's a lot of people are in a state of confusion, right? There's something in all of us that awakens or whatever, that you're able to see the truth for certain things, right? There is some type of cloak that falls away that's like, oh, this actually is what I need to hear. It's something that clicks, and I'm gonna be that click.
I understand that, but this is sounding like an opinion.
I mean, it's not an opinion if it's straight truth or the straight fact.
You're saying like personally, and I would do this, but you're trying to cast a wide net here. That's what you want to do. You're not trying to just catch you. You want to catch everybody. You're not thinking about what you would like. You're thinking of what the consumer will like.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Think of that movie Joe Dirt,
No. I mean, like, I'm gonna do what works for me, and then say what works for me and how I do my lifestyle.
So you're hoping for like that Joe Rogan effect of just being authentic.
I mean, that's all I know how to do is be authentic. Like, I mean, so many people are having, if you're having like certain problems, if what I ever say reaches out, it's like, there is a type of component where there is like a spiritual component to it, right? There is some type of higher power that like if you're meant to hear it, you're meant to hear it. And if you're willing to do whatever that needs to be done to get rid of your problems or whatever, you're going to do it if you've suffered for it long enough. You know what I mean? And who are you? I mean, like, if you resonate with me or if you resonate with other people, that's just what it is. And then over time, obviously, I feel like You know, like motivation is fleet, right? It's an emotion, right?
That's just the attention span of nowadays, man. Attention spans are fleeting as fuck
It is,
lately.
an attention span is fleet, but in reality, if you really want to get something done, it's through commitment and discipline, right? Doesn't matter how you feel, and that's another thing too, is that we live in a world where everything is all about feelings. Everybody's so sensitive to feelings. You have to start ignoring feelings at a certain degree, right? You have to start doing what's necessary to get stuff done. You have to start being disciplined, right?
You still haven't answered the question.
What's the question?
How do you get people to buy into your message? Like, what makes you different, right? You mentioned Joe Rogan and being authentic. He was also like a state champion, taekwondo.
And a comedian, UFC,
athlete,
all that
comedian.
stuff.
Like, he already had a following. You have nobody except for like 4 casino dealers, and I don't know. That's all I got. But
Don't even have fear factor.
How do you like? You got to come from a position of authority for that kind of stuff, right? Is this not like creating an app and pushing it out there? You're trying to be the authority in a lifestyle. How do you sell that at this point? How do you pitch that to somebody like, hey, I have an idea. You got to trust me, right?
Yeah.
That's all you're selling right now is just
trust.
Your integrity and trust.
Yeah.
So
how do you?
That's where you're going to struggle.
So
you need to write a book or something like that. Like Jordon was saying earlier.
Not just a book. I feel like, say, if you have to start from nothing into something, especially like what I'm trying to pitch, you have to have feedback, right? And good feedback, I would say.
Yeah, but you actually need to get an audience.
That would be,
feedback.
But I know that. But I mean, like it grows, right?
I'm gonna take your idea and I'll make it better.
All right.
You want to do food?
Yeah.
All right. They can go on your website. They can pick these meals, but you know what else they can do is they can pick which farm maybe some of this food is coming from to understand the sourcing of this food. And then not only with that, maybe you get coaching as well, or some kind of nutritional consultation to help you pick the right kind of meals.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I mean, like, that's not bad, but I'm not really like focused. Like,
you started with food. I'm just trying to start you on an idea here.
Yeah.
Now, in 2 years, you are now the founder of this fast-growing whatever health lifestyle, whatever, and now you can start to push more metaphysical or spiritual ideas. I mean, develop your authority, and then you can utilize that authority later.
Because he has a point there, especially with the that's a good idea with the naming the farms. Because let's say you want to market to a big city like Chicago or New York or San Francisco or something. People take that to heart because they want to know if it's a lot of people who would be interested in that kind of an app or something would be they want to know if it's cage free, pasture raised, stuff like that,
Bro, it doesn't. My thing is, it doesn't even really matter.
Again, it matters to the consumer. That's what you have to care about.
No, it doesn't matter to the consumer. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And having transparency and them knowing what they're eating and why they're eating it. You're thinking of it too much as a course on life, where I'm telling you how to build a product and a brand, and then pushing more towards that later.
I guess, but I mean,
because you can't sell anything right now. Nobody cares what you have to say.
Am I gonna invest in a farm or something, like somewhere in Scotland?
You're
or
not
something?
investing in a farm. You're outsourcing to a farm, essentially,
or outsourcing to a farm. Like how? So I would find a farm in Scotland, be like, oh, these are pasture raised cows or something.
Scotland, what the hell are you?
But that's what I'm saying.
Stayed over in Iowa.
What I'm saying is I'm pretty sure there's not many farmland.
You don't know how the food system works. This is number one.
Dude, Illinois is 90% farm.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure none of them are really the food. First of all, the food system is different because they can say pasture raised or cage free, but really they're still in a cage. They have to have a certain degree.
Pasture,
not pasture in your
pasture
business
raised
have people that go out and look at these farms. And most only source from ethical farms.
And most of the farms in America aren't if you go to say Butcher Box or whatever, all those farms are from different countries. And like you said, they had people that go out and they look at the farms or whatever. Most of the regulations in America are all factory farms.
But the thing is, you want to stand out. You want to be that better alternative.
What are you talking about? I know, but the how you stand out is by being authentic, by being true.
You don't go to factory farms. You find small local farmers. They exist. There's places right around the corner here where you can go and buy meat.
Yeah, you could buy
and,
like a whole cow.
And know what cow it came from.
Right. And I get what you're saying, but that's not the route I'm looking to go through. I don't want to go through that.
Then what's the route you're looking for?
I just give out an advice, like a course, like you said. Like that's the easiest way to do it.
Well, why would anybody believe you?
Because
that's
once
what
they,
we're trying to tell you,
because
this is not a business. This is just an idea.
Yeah. Once you start feeling good, like if you have like mental problems or if you have inflammation in your body and you have inflammation in your joints and then you start eating the way I tell you how to eat, obviously the feedback is going to grow. Be like, yo, this is better. This is really real. This is how things grow. It's by literally by doing it and feeling good. Like I don't understand like how
But you've already jumped to this audience that you have. You're missing the beginning part.
What do you? No, I don't have an audience. I know that. And you're telling me how do I grow the audience? You want me to even still if I was to go and outsource for a farm, how am I going to grow an audience?
By the way, intellectual property on that sweet ass food idea.
Point one. But what how you how
I
are you
sign
still,
an NDA for that sweet
how are you
ass,
still
like,
going to grow? But how are you still going to grow an audience by saying I have this farm, right?
We're not saying you have a farm. What are you talking about?
Or all the food.
Dude, when it comes to
all the food that I'm trying.
When it comes to businesses, you want a business plan. You can't just have one circle and be like, "This is the plan. That's it."
Thank you. This is where I was leading to. You need a business plan in order to find people to invest in your business.
No one's going to invest in something that has no growth in it. You can't just be like, "Okay, we're just going to do this and that's it." You need growth. Where do you go from there?
I don't know.
You can't just wing it. By the way,
I feel like you can just wing it. What are you talking about? Like, I mean, like, no, they're all right.
If you're trying to, if you have a lot of money and you're going to give them, let's say, like $100,000 for their idea, are you going to give it to a guy that's just like, I'm just going to wing it?
No. Obviously, you have a business plan, right?
All right, I got it. Here's how you sell your wildly whatever idea.
All right.
You put out an ad, 10 people. You want to change your life. You want to do this. You find some really weak ass people and you coach them for like 6 months on what to eat. They got to follow you to the T.
Yeah, they got to sell their soul.
Yes. And you make sure you document all the progress, pictures, weight, measurements, all that stuff. You need to build some kind of testimonials in order to sell your plan.
Yeah.
But you got to find some weak ass people who are going to go on Craigslist and say, "I'm going to listen to this random motherfucker."
I feel like
I feel like
that's actually pretty easy.
Why do you
think?
Why do you think that? Why do they have to be weak? What are you talking about? Why do they have to be weak?
Because they listen to some guy who has no credentials.
Bro, dude, look how many people.
These are the people who join cults, brother. That's what I'm telling you. You're
look at all the how many people join cults. There's a lot. Look at religion.
That was a dumb question.
Serious?
You ever seen Heaven's Gate?
Dude, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
David Koresh over here.
Bro, let me tell you something.
Jonestown. What are you doing?
We live in a...
You already drank the Kool-Aid. You already went to college.
We live in a people... Oh, yeah, that's true. I remember the first day at D&E, Chris told me, do not drink the Kool-Aid.
Look, the Kool-Aid was good.
And I remember Jordan coming up to me and goes, dude, have you tried the Kool-Aid?
Next thing you know, I'm the only guy that stayed there.
But anyway,
that's so funny. I forgot about that.
But anyway, we live.
God, fuck that guy.
We live in. First of all, you got to understand, we live in a country where it's just nonstop followers. Like people need to be told what to do. Like straight up, they have to. Like you.
So you want to be that guy?
What? No, I'm not just that guy, but I'm just saying is like it's easier to tell people what to do with no credentials.
I mean, like
it's a lot easier than what you think it is.
I get it, but like Chris's idea has some merit. Why don't you give that a try?
What are you talking about?
Put an ad like I need some volunteers.
Bro, I mean like that. Like that's the whole. That's how you grow an audience. That's how you do it.
But were you going to do that?
You guys were like, what are you talking? No, first of all, listen.
You had no idea.
Bro, it's not. It has nothing to do with an ad. Oh my God, you don't have to put out an ad. People listen, like you just said. Well, you can't do it with 6 people on your dealers.
But you've been giving an idea that you're just going to throw an idea out in the void.
What are you talking about? No,
I'm going off of what you're telling us.
What have I been saying? What have I been saying?
That your idea is to tell people to have awareness of like the mind and gut thing, which is fine. That's valid.
Exactly.
That's fine. You have an
and
idea
then hold
and you
on,
want to show it.
hold on. And then Chris
was
said,
giving you an idea on how to.
But
build
hold on, he
credentials
said
for
I
it.
couldn't do it with 6 dealers at my job, like how I was going to do it, which is basically the same way of putting out an ad, right? Which was basically putting out the same way of an ad, right?
When I said that, I said, "Who's listening to you outside of these 6 people?"
All right,
Right?
but still,
Actually, I said 4. But no, what I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, if in order to do what you want to do, you need to build some kind of,
and I understand that. I understand that.
Some
And
credentials.
and
some
I'm
kind of
telling you,
history,
you don't really
reputation.
you just need a couple of people
Yes, you-
for feedback.
Yeah.
For feedback, and then they
not feedback.
Yeah,
Not feedback.
or testimonials. Testimonials.
Those are 2 different things.
All right, whatever. Feedback, testimonials, okay, whatever. But it's the same thing to me. It's the same thing. You get good feedback, they tell people, because the number one thing on how things spread is by word of mouth, right? It's by word of mouth. That's how
in
things
a local
spread.
sense, yes. In a local sense,
and that's how things
But
spread.
but when we're talking about a media platform where the attention span is 2 seconds, you
Right.
need visual.
Okay.
You don't need somebody posting. Nobody wants to read, right? This is not like TLDR kind of stuff. This is legit. Look at this fat fuck. Now look at him now
Exactly.
because he listened to me. That's not feedback. That is
Or a testimonial. Okay.
That is proof of my concept.
All right. Well, I didn't mean to say feedback. I meant to say testimonial.
No, you did mean to say feedback because you wanted them to say, "This was great. I'm going to go tell my friends." Well, don't rely on them. You
Well, I
rely
mean,
on
like,
you.
well, no, I mean, like, I
marketing.
wanted. That's how I said. That's how you.
Here's the thing: is the guys who are signing up for this thing don't have many friends.
Who has
Like, let's
friends
just be real.
nowadays? If you're over the age of 25, who has friends nowadays? You have coworkers.
They have coworkers, and yeah, but like, I mean, unless they're like, "Dude, look at you, Bob. You're looking great. How'd you get so thin?"
It's not about thin neither. It's about having like mental clarity. It's about not being anxious all the time or depressed all the time. It's because of the food that you're eating. That's the whole thing.
You know what this sounds like to me?
What?
Chiropractic.
But chiropractors make money though.
Yeah, but when it started out, it was a
Chiropractors
load
make
of
money
bullshit.
though. But
I'm just
chiropractors,
saying.
chiropractors
You
make money
anxious?
though.
Let me adjust that spine. You got bad gas? Let me fix that neck.
My thing is, have you ever changed your diet?
Yeah, multiple times.
All right. Well, have you ever just tried like an all meat diet?
Yes.
And how was your anxious or depression or whatever? How was your
I don't
mind?
have depression or anxiety, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Then the diet, you don't need it. Then you're good for that.
I mean, I don't need it for my mental clarity. I need it for like physical, wellness.
Do you get inflammation in your joints or whatever?
Like I've had knee problems, but I messed up my IT band, so I think that's my main issue. But it was from running a lot.
Do you get like any arthritis or anything?
No.
All right. Well, then you don't need it. Then it's not for you. You don't need it because obviously.
No, I liked it. I liked the all meat diet. It was great. I had a lot of energy, a lot of I don't want to call it aggression, maybe passion.
I've had a few people who sworn to the carnivore diet, and I've tried to try it a few times, but like when it comes to lifting, which I really love to do, it just gave me no energy. I needed the carbs.
Yeah, I mean, like
Fruit.
they would say fruit, but at the same
Is
time,
fruit carnivore though? It's not meat.
Well, it's not straight up carnivore, but it's like
animal based. It's like animal based diet.
Right. That's like me when I was like 21 doing the whiskey diet.
What?
yes.
I did the whiskey diet, dude. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
My thing is, no, that's just one component of it, though. You know,
I think we're kind of straying.
We are very
Jordan, what's your business idea?
yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I'm just the mediator here. Anyway, so my idea, of course, I'm like, I'm a software engineer. That's my title, at least. I like to think I'm like a mid-level software developer. Anyway, I'm a software engineer, but like, so most of my ideas have been tech and tech focused. Like, I want to build a lot of things, and right now my focus have been like how to use technology and leverage it to make my podcast better. Like, not only this, but like the Haunting podcast as well. Shout out. But so I have my pipeline, which is supposed to do a complete post production. It's like you record it, you have this raw, and you can send it through this pipeline, which of course refines it, settles the IQ, the volumes level, because that's actually difficult to do, especially if you're just starting out. Like shits out a fucking transcript and then posts it into whatever, let's say, environmental variable text speak that you give it, right? So, of course, this is utilizing different APIs. And also, like if you have Photoshop or GIMP, it'll make you a tile. So it would put it there. My other idea is, of course, the allergy thing, which I feel like there's not enough apps or like really any catering to people with allergies. And allergies have only been on the rise lately, right? There's more and more people with more and different allergies. And so I feel like people really need to know where they can eat, like restaurant shop, where they can shop. And I want to at least make it. And so like you can put in your zip code and I'll give you a list of what you can have.
I think that's a great idea.
And also the food. I'll give you your nutrition, how much they even have, so you can get there. Personally, those are my ideas. I want to just make people's lives easier, and that's what technology, at least at the core, is supposed to do.
No, I think that's a great idea. Only because one part is like what I've learned from my.
Oh, and also I have a running app that gives you affirmation.
Hey, whoa.
I think that's a good idea only because like food is such a social component.
It is, but you have to realize that there's people out there that
can't eat. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's
like
why.
Of course, like the girl I'm with right now is celiac, and that makes things difficult. So we want to know where we can shop, where we can eat.
Right.
So I feel like there is a market for it because I feel like, gluten-free has been such a fad, especially in the 2010s. But there are people who are literally have the disease where they can't, and they're just being forgotten because the hipsters have finally died out.
Dude, there's nothing worse than somebody coming up to me and says, "Is there gluten in this?" I'm like, "Why? Do you have celiac?" And I'm like, "What's that?"
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's like. And
it's like gluten-free does not mean healthy.
Like it was a double-edged sword. Like at the same time, like it was great because more companies came out because of more gluten-free things. But at the same time, as soon as the fad died down, that's when they started to loosen. Like they were not really there anymore. They started to diminish.
Yeah.
So like it was great for if you have celiacs, but at the same time, it was a fleeting thing. So I want to do something where they can just have a one app stop. They can find what to eat. They can go to, they know what grocery store to go to. They know what they can get. That's what I want.
Question.
Yeah.
Now, how do you monetize something like that? Is this having grocery stores maybe paying to get better ratings? And not ratings, but like top billing, you know what I'm saying? Like promoted. Like what would be your monetization process here?
My monetization, especially because monetization needs to happen, especially if traffic increases, because number one, using these APIs, let's say like Mapbox to actually input your code or Google Maps, God forbid. And, those cost money. And as you scale, you're going to get that number. But my thing is, what I thought about was by the time that happens, I probably have an audience or enough traffic where I can put in Google ads and I can run promotions as well. It's like having your restaurant or grocery store as the top list, right? Like, let's say someone types in their zip code. If you're within it, it doesn't matter how many miles, you're going to be the top one selected, right?
Yeah, so you have these grocery stores or restaurants paying pretty much to advertise at that point.
Exactly.
Absence of Google ads, right? And then maybe having promotions like, hey, $5 off, gluten-free, whatever, right?
Exactly. And there's a lot of gluten-free companies out there, like Udi's or Beyond Meat has well, they're like Beyond Beef now.
Oof.
But
that's bad for you.
Actually, it may be bad for you, but it really doesn't taste bad. And that's what
No,
matters
so
to me.
so that's the issue I have with them is it was never a healthy alternative. It's just an alternative.
But
Well,
how-
if you look at
it's
their nutrition
not good
fact,
for
it's the
you.
but
same.
here's the thing though.
Yeah.
How were they able to put that stuff with real meat though?
They use pea protein.
No, I mean, like that was how they got good at. That's why it took off marketing wise because they were able to put it next to real meat.
Well, because the texture,
It's
and the
not,
taste,
but it's not real.
it they never marketed it was real.
I know, but how they market it was they were able to put.
It's no,
beef.
no. It's because grocery stores don't have. They're not going to create another, whatever. They're just going to stick it in the refrigerated aisle because it looks like meat. People know the brand. Hopefully, I mean, I'm sure there's some people who bought that shit and were like, "What the fuck is this?"
I mean, when they went public, it went up.
No,
Yeah,
I
it did.
literally.
and then they crashed.
I literally watched a documentary on it, and it said the only reason why it went up was because they made some kind of deal where they were able to put that stuff right next to real meat on
Well, I
on
mean,
the shelves.
where else are you gonna
It's
put
fine.
I don't know because
You're gonna put like you're gonna have like a travesty aisle and put it there.
I mean, like there was other like because this isn't the first product that has done what Beyond Meat has done.
No, even Jewel Osco, which is our Safeway for East and West Coasters, they have their own brand of pretty much Beyond Beef.
Yeah. And what happened was before it was in like the old like vegetarian or vegan section or
Yeah,
whatever.
just anything made with pea protein.
Yeah. But then when Beyond Beef came out,
But here's my question then. But wasn't a lot of that frozen? It wasn't like refrigerated, perishable kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like meat style stuff.
I mean, like I watched the documentary on it, and they said that was how it got through the roof was because they were able to put it next to like.
They also got Burger King online.
Yeah.
They did, and KFC had their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was wild.
I can't do that.
To be honest, have you ever had it before?
Like my body is super sensitive to food.
But have you had it?
I can't eat that stuff.
So you've never tried it?
I never tried it.
It actually really isn't that bad.
It's not. Yeah. See, I can't do it for the taste.
I wouldn't say like, oh, it's indistinguishable from like a real burger.
Right.
But it's not bad.
No, and I get it. And I mean, for you can eat food for pleasure, where me, I can't.
But
it has to be straight purpose.
I get it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this isn't about us because we can eat it. But for someone who is celiac or someone who's a vegetarian,
Right.
and not all of it's always a choice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't. That's what I'm saying.
And so they deserve alternatives too. So my app, which I really want to do because I feel like there's marketing capabilities because it's niche and niche people always like giving money lately. I feel like if you cater to them a little bit, you can get a good pile. And not to
Yeah, I mean, it
mention,
makes sense. It
Yeah.
makes sense. You're looking for that alternative.
Right. And my MVP right now is my mind, I want to cater to the gluten-free and vegetarian market. But I wanted to do that individually, like, it'll be gluten-free or vegetarian, or you can do both. But we can expand to like peanut allergy, any allergy. really.
Why vegetarian? What does vegetarian do? Like that's just I don't know.
Vegetarian for me hits close to home because the person I'm with is also vegetarian, so I can
Yeah,
give a
but
really
no, but
good.
to-
So if I'm starting off with capital, I can see like, oh, I'm doing this for my girlfriend. I just love her so much.
No, it's not about that. I'm saying is I feel like being a vegetarian is more of a lifestyle. I'm not take the allergy part out of it. I think the allergy part makes more sense because it's more required, I guess, where the vegetarian portion is just like
It's a
picking
lifestyle, right?
what to choose. You know what I mean? It's just about like I'm not eating this stuff, not because I'm allergic to it. It's just I don't believe in like ethically, right?
I understand what you're saying, but when you're a vegetarian for long enough, eating meat is a huge crash to your system. Like I've seen vegetarians who haven't eaten meat in years, and they'll eat like a bite of a hot dog, and they'll be sick for days. But at one point you reach.
But what does your app do? I don't understand. Like, is this specifically restaurants that are vegetarian catering? Because now we're not talking grocery stores anymore.
I am the MVP would be grocery stores. Restaurants would be the growth.
I just feel like when people go to a grocery store, they know what they're going to buy.
Not
from
all
a
the time,
vegetarian
'cause
aspect.
Yeah.
for the vegetarian. Okay, so
Unless
this
you're
is
promoting specific vegetarian foods that are alternatives to non-vegetarian foods.
see. I'll admit this is my more anecdotal. Okay, this is more my anecdotal evidence. See, when we go to grocery stores, it's usually hit and miss. You never know what they have. You never know what their section is going to be. There's no really advertisement like, "Hey, we have a gluten-free section," right? There really isn't that. All right. They usually have, and when it comes to how expansive their gluten-free section is hit and miss. Like DiGiorno has a gluten-free pizza, but like good luck actually finding a store that sells it. They won't tell you. It might be a Target, it might be a Safeway. Like my girlfriend who is gluten-free has this gluten-free vegetarian ravioli option, right? And back when we lived in the suburbs, they had it at Target, right? We've went to a lot of Targets here. They didn't have it. You know who did have it? A fucking 7-Eleven. A fucking
7-Eleven getting in the
7-Eleven.
game, baby.
Exactly. So it's
But you're
just like,
but you're still focusing on the gluten-free aspect. You're not
Right.
focusing on the vegetarian aspect right now.
right. This is the MVP,
Is the gluten free?
minimum viable product.
Yeah, the gluten free is the MVP.
This is what you're like vegetarian, peanut allergy, everything else. That's growth.
Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I feel like when you market vegetarian versus gluten-free,
But then you
unless
can.
you're a diehard,
Yeah.
Meaning that was an example.
But
And like, let's say like
But then you can.
like the what you're saying like right now, vegetarian. That's a filter.
Yeah.
Let's say like you get this whole list
I
of
was gonna
grocery
say, then you
stores
can
or
filter
restaurants,
any other stuff
right?
too.
And then you also scrape for what they have. Then you can filter by are you vegetarian or not.
Yeah. You can use
I got
any
you.
other food category.
Like it's
too,
more of a
then.
feature than the whole on like new version of the app.
But you can use any other food category as well. Then with that app, then
Yes, that is possible.
yeah, that would be
no, I see what you're saying. I feel like from people who maybe are newer to who are vegetarian but not allergic to whatever or have any kind of
Why
you know,
are people
issues with that?
vegetarians?
ethics. Usually,
It's not really, but it's not really because they were allergic to something.
not everybody. No, I mean,
Not
Mary,
everybody.
she was a vegetarian when I first met her.
But yeah, Chris is correct. A lot of it is ethics.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like-
it's about like slaughterhouses and things like that.
Like you remember the early 2010s when they had like those slaughterhouse movies, you know? You know, they had a lot of those ethic movies. Like remember Coney 2012?
yeah, but I mean, like,
Blackwater,
The Jungle,
The Jungle,
written in like the 1800s. Like
Super Size Me.
hell yeah, dude, that movie made me go to freaking McDonald's afterwards. I was so hungry.
Yeah, but they don't ask you if you want to supersize it anymore.
No, we got rid of supersized. You know, when I worked at McDonald's, a supersized milkshake was 2,500 calories.
I believe it. I went to
that's a
Baskin
whole
Robbins and
day's.
and
Yeah,
Baskin
and
Robbins
people would get that with their meals.
right. And then they have a Diet Coke on the side.
Hell yeah, baby.
There was and Baskin Robbins, even today, they have like an Oreo, like everything loaded, but it's like labeled as an Oreo milkshake, and it's about 3,000 calories. Like
Hey, all right.
a
we
male's
get carried
daily
away-
intake is 20 to 2,500 calories.
All right, go on.
Before we get carried away down another food rabbit hole, kind of tying into this back to the topic at hand.
Okay.
So we're pitching a topic, right? So
Right.
you're trying to you have an idea for a business, right? I think to me there's two thought processes here, right? This
Okay.
is I either need it to be social media based and go viral, or now if I have a product where I need money to create it, right? Now you're looking for funding.
Right.
These are two different
Right.
streams, right?
Right.
So like Scott, I feel like you're more on the viral aspect where it's word of mouth, not a ton of overhead investment.
Yeah.
You don't need a bunch of capital to get off the ground. You need people. Jordan's is more probably a little bit of investment, right?
Yeah, because
Um,
you need to, not at first, but if you get that
As
audience,
you
you
scale.
will need to
As you
scale it.
scale.
Yes. Right.
But you never know.
Because like eventually you need people going to grocery stores throughout the country to get them on board to hopefully, increase your revenue streams. So that way it is manageable.
Yes and no. See, the thing about like using like let's say Mapbox, Google API, or OpenStreet API is that the grocery stores are already on it. But the problem is that grocery stores would want to be promoted. because I already know where the grocery stores are by using these API. I know who they are and where they are. The problem is like if you put in a rating system, people can be like, oh yeah, this grocery store is always stocked. You know, here's the many stores, 3 out of 5. Let's say that much. What you want is like if you're a proprietor of the grocery store, you want to be on the top of the list. You want to be, you know, 10th, 11th, 12th, 20th, you know? So that's some of the marketing you can do on that. And also, of course, you can be, you know, it's infinite scroll. So you can have like, you can wide out to as many mileage radius as possible. So of course, like within those options, you can stick an ad in it if you pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, you have ads, but like if you want people to, use this code, whatever, and get whatever money off. But also, like I think what your market could also be is not just big grocery stores where they carry a ton of product. It's going to be the smaller grocery stores that are mom and pop that are already catering to these niche markets that you need to go door to door.
Yes, because we have a couple of them, like Sweet Alleys and Scoops. That'd be perfect, actually.
There you go.
Like they're actually like dedicated gluten-free kitchens around us. Like that'd be perfect, especially if they would like if we can partner with them and put them on the top of the list. Especially for a kickback. Because Chris is correct. At one point, when you scale, you're going to need capital because these APIs can get expensive, especially anyone from Google.
Right. See, I don't like to like think that far ahead.
But
like,
you have to.
But you have to. That's what we're trying to get into your little pea-sized brain.
I don't think so, man. Because
you talk to anyone who is hardcore business,
yeah,
what they'll ask you is not what your business plan is at first. They'll ask that, but what they'll ask is your exit strategy.
I feel like
how much money can you run away with? Like how much can you sell this business for at the end of the day?
And even if they don't ask you that, what's your business plan? You're projecting 5 years out. You're looking at the market. And you're going, where can I be in 5 years?
Yeah. You want to be FDR with a 5 and 10 year plan.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get that too. But I mean, like, you really don't know. Like, everything is a hit or miss. You don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know, but you can still plan for what you want to happen.
Yeah.
You can project.
Well, everybody's going to plan and want to be successful, but you really don't know. So it's like...
I think when you look at enough business plans, though, when people are just shooting from the hip versus people who have done their research and have an idea of what the market looks like and have a realistic scaling projection.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're realistically predicting. And people want to know that because, again, you're investing a lot of money into this. You want to know what might happen in a year
I mean, like, yeah, if you're calling in for like investors or whatever, but if you're doing it all on your own, you know what I mean? Like, you just gotta. The object is not to quit. I feel like this would be consistent.
It's not to quit, but also just innovate. Like you can have your business, but
yeah.
We talked about this, fleeting interests.
Not
right?
just that.
Like, is your business still going to be popular 6 months down the road, a year down the road? How are you going to innovate to keep up with the current trends?
It's not just innovate. It's So if you get the ball rolling, first of all, you have to get the ball rolling, and then you got to know how to pivot. That's the word that I'm looking for. You can start something, right? Realize
I feel like pivot's a strong word, though.
I don't know.
Because aren't you losing yourself?
No, because like, what if you start?
I would say adjust.
Or adjust. But most business people, they say pivot. A lot of business people, they say we're gonna pivot.
Yeah, but that's business jargon at the end of the day.
But this is what we're talking about. They're like, okay, we started this company. It's not going where we're going. So we're going to pivot because over here, this side is doing really well. So we're going to put all our focus and pivot onto this side.
Well, it's like, let's say like, we're doing this podcast, right?
Right.
We added the video component, right? We're making videos. We're making little like short videos. What if short videos become unpopular? How do we change what we're doing and then add it to whatever new platform? And let's say like 15-minute videos become the new big thing. How can we make it 15 minutes long instead of just a short minute clip?
Yeah. And that's the pivot or the adjustment. That's what you got to do. And that's like, but the key is just to get the ball rolling. Just to start. I know you guys want to look at the future, look where it's going. Yeah, it's nice to analyze the market. It's nice to have guys that will go out and analyze the market. But the hardest part is just starting and putting energy into it.
Starting is definitely the hardest part. Like, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But it's also like you can start, but you gotta have some kind of
hook.
vision.
Yeah.
I would say vision.
Okay, yeah, you can have a vision. Like, yeah, you do have to have a vision, right? Because the only that's you. First, it comes the vision, then you got to start, right? So, I mean, like, I know the book like that I do read. It does talk about having an organized plan, right? But sometimes, like, the plan never go. Everybody knows nothing goes as it's planned, right? Like, you could get into a boxing fight or whatever, and you could be like, stick to the plan. It's not gonna go as planned when you get punched in the face. Like, when
hope
you
for the best, plan for the worst.
But that's the
Fight
thing.
night.
But you guys want to talk about this business plan and look at all the future and
We're also talking about the investment side, right? We're trying to bring people in and trying to build capital.
right. And
Right.
what I'm trying to say is
You're going
like
more organic.
yeah, it has to be organic. I feel like most of it has to be because you really don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen. Like, yeah, you can have a plan, but you shouldn't be like
You want to be fluid. That's what you want to be.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
But at the same
you're
time,
like,
you don't
I
want to
wanna
abandon the
start this
plan.
business.
You don't want
I
to
want to
abandon.
monetize on YouTube. I want to monetize on whatever. You know, like you still have ways that you need to think about it, though.
Right. No, yeah, and that's true too.
Like I don't buy the bullshit where people are like, we just came up with this idea. Next thing I know, it's blowing up." No, dude.
Yeah, that's
Like,
not gonna.
you had
Yeah,
ideas. You had to. Maybe you got more popular than you thought you would, quicker than you thought you would, but you were still probably making moves behind the scenes. You know, monetizing in certain ways, making sure that your clips were cut a certain size. You had the right thumbnail. Like it's. Still
but you
very
don't. But you like, yeah. And the thing is what
Plan.
I'm trying to say is like you can have a plan, but you really don't know how things are gonna go unless you get the ball rolling, and then you look at it and you're like, oh, bam, bam, I got to do this. Oh, now I got to go over here and do this. Bam, bam. Like
But
that
you can
wasn't
look at
part of the
precedent.
plan though.
Like you look at like you kept bringing up Mr. Beast, right?
Yeah,
He looked at other people
he did.
and found what worked and what didn't work. That's using predictability to see what has worked for other people. He made a business plan. Whether or not it was formal, he still had an idea. He looked at precedent and he went with that.
Okay, all right.
But then he started setting the precedent.
All right,
That's
here
the
we go. Here we
difference.
go. Here we go. It's a process. That's really what it is. The business plan is a process. You know what I mean? Because his was a process. He would be on the phone 12 hours a day with 4 or 5 other people
But
saying,
that was his business plan.
but that's a process, dude. Like how can you sit there and say, yes, we're gonna plan this out. We're gonna be on our phone. Like we're gonna sit there at 16, 17 years old because this is a business plan. Because we're studying the market. They did study.
You just said it. They planned to study the market. That was their plan. It just because it might have happened in phases, but they still planned it out.
Yeah,
They
it's
knew what
still
they were doing.
planned. Like what we were talking about earlier with Instagram and the video component. We're planning for the future. Like, do we want a video component?
Like, yeah, okay.
What do we want?
I don't think you guys are really understanding. Like,
No, I'm totally understand what you are. I just don't think you see where we're coming from.
it was okay. It was a plan. It was a plan because they knew off the rip everything that was going to happen without starting and doing it. That's what you're
I'm
trying to
saying
sit there and telling me.
No. They had it phased, right? Their original plan was let's make videos and let's see what works and what doesn't work. That's phase 1, right?
But that's
Phase
basically
2
what
is
I'm
now
trying to say.
implementation.
That's basically what I'm saying.
And I agreed with you. What I'm just saying is, but they used precedent in order to project out, right? What is successful? Now we're making successful videos because we watched all this stuff.
Right.
It's the same with any business plan. Like that's all we're saying is you can project. You can use precedent and education in order to predict what's going to happen in the future.
Okay, you call it a plan.
It's
I call it a
predicted.
process. Because that's what it is. It's a process. You go through your trials and tribulations through that process. That's basically what it is. You're trying out something, didn't work. Then you pivot or whatever. You find the next thing, and then you go through that. It's not. I guess you can. I don't like the word plan, but the vision was better because when you have a vision and then you put the ball in motion, you start that process. Because you know what I mean. Like to me, like plan sounds solidified.
I
Like,
get it.
it's-
but you're a guy that likes to wing it, right? We wing it. We wing it all
It's
the time.
not about
But at the same
winging
time,
it.
this is the, I wouldn't say the real world, the elite world. They want a plan.
I think we're talking about the same stuff, just with two different vernacular right now.
Okay.
Yeah, well, because like to me, I see it as like it's a process. You know, like that's how I see it. Because how you guys are saying like a plan is like solidified and this is what
No.
done.
It is not. A business plan is not solidified. A business plan is saying this is what I think is going to happen based on these current variables,
Right.
and then you go through it, and it is a process. But we're saying from the jump, what are you doing? You have to have some kind of vision. You have to have some kind of plan because you want to pitch it. You have to have a pitch, right?
Right.
Like, why is this important? How can it be successful? Why should you care? That's what we're talking about. And that's a plan. It could be a vision. The process is actually doing it, right? Like things are going to change and you got to adjust. We get that. I'm talking about from the seed. So like I said, I think we're talking about the same thing.
We're talking
with
about the
just
same
using
thing, but different. Yeah,
vocabulary.
that's exactly okay.
Yeah. Jeez, Scott. Jeez.
Well, I mean, like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. I look at things differently, bro.
Oh,
Dyslexic is reading, dude. Come on.
Dude, well, I mean, like, no, hold on. I read a lot of books, and like, this is how they explain it.
So you ain't
Have
dyslexic.
you showed us a book? Have you started reading that one?
No, I haven't read that one yet
Why would you show us if you haven't read it?
because you were talking about marketing.
I know.
Actually, I got a real question for you. If you're dyslexic, how do you know what the book's saying? Maybe you're all screwed up right now.
No, it's
Bro, I feel like that's like a cancelable offense.
it's not about that.
I'm just kidding.
I know. It's different. It's different.
Like I'm
It's all right.
surrounded by dyslexic people.
I just remember when you left that note for your mom. I think I'm dyslexic.
How dude? And I remember
She still brings that up.
And I remember you guys made fun of me, and I'm like, I don't even remember how old I was when I said that.
Dude, we were kids. We were all fucking stupid.
And
except Christopher. Apparently, he was just the one who was the first one to make fun
I was
of us.
trying to tell you
Genius.
guys. I was trying to tell you guys that I was.
Yeah, but you
dyslexic.
wrote it like perfectly.
Yeah, because I copied it. I copied it word for letter, word for
It
word.
was too perfect. Suspicious.
It was letter for letter.
It was a little odd. It was a little odd.
It threw people off. It definitely threw you guys off. They're like, this kid, I don't know. Oh my god. But yeah. No, I've read a lot of like business books, and this is what they say. Like, this is
Like what business Bergs? You give us the resources.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is what he says to
God,
do.
you are so into that guy.
You're all about that.
That's
like
the Bible.
Even our like Florida uncle Mike, he's into that too. right?
That's the Bible though. But that's the Bible. That's basically like everybody follows that same formula. You know what I mean?
right.
I mean, like, yeah, he talks about organized plan, stuff like that. But you're right though. It is the vision. First, it's the desire.
You
then it is the vision.
Do not underestimate how much people want organization. That's all the time we have for Bag Society. Thank you all for joining us. Really appreciate your viewership. This is Jay signing off.
This is us. Hey.
And this is Chris. Know what you eat. Transparency, baby.
Transparency, baby.
Have a good night, folks.
Yes.
Thanks.
Later.
Hey. Thanks for listening to Bag Society. Check us out on bagsocietypodcast.com for extras and follow us on your favorite podcast providers.